Army, have you seen this yet? This video is going absolutely viral right now. Jimin just broke the internet again with his latest Vogue Korea video. And guys, I'm not exaggerating when I say this is one of the best visual content released this year. Stay tuned, because we're gonna break down all the details. Okay guys, so yesterday Vogue Korea just dropped the behind-the-scenes video from their February 2026 cover shoot featuring Jimin from BTS. And Korean netizens immediately said, "Every frame is art." At first I thought, maybe fans are just being biased, but when I watched it myself, oh my god, they were absolutely right. Literally, every single frame from this video could be used as wallpaper, could be made into a poster, could even be displayed in an art gallery. Before we continue, don't forget to like this video if you're excited, subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any updates about BTS and Jimin. Okay, let's dive in. So guys, first of all we need to talk about why this video went so viral. Within hours of being released, the hashtag JiminVogueKorea was trending worldwide on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Weibo, basically everywhere. The views skyrocketed like crazy, and what's even more insane is that it's not just fans talking about it. Fashion enthusiasts, photographers, videographers, even people who've never listened to K-pop are acknowledging the quality of this video. Look at some of these viral comments. "This isn't behind the scenes. This is a short film. Jimin literally looks like a Renaissance painting in motion. Vogue Korea just set a new standard." And guys, these comments are coming from all kinds of people, not just ARMY. What makes this video different from typical behind-the-scenes content is they took this seriously. Vogue Korea didn't mess around. They literally treated this video like an art piece in itself, not just documentation of a photo shoot process. And the result? A masterpiece. Now let's talk about the star of the show, Jimin. Guys, I have to be honest, I've seen tons of K-pop idols modeling for fashion magazines. But there's something different about the way Jimin poses, the way he looks at the camera, the way he moves. He's not just modeling, he's performing. Pay attention to this part. Look at how Jimin controls every micro-expression on his face. From an intense gaze that makes us feel like he's literally looking into our soul, immediately switching to a soft smile that's so warm, then changing again to a mysterious look that's edgy. And all these transitions are happening within seconds, guys. This isn't something everyone can do. Even professional models who've been in the industry for decades need effort to achieve this level of control. But Jimin, he does it so naturally, as if this is already second nature to him. And you know why Jimin is this good? Because of his background as a performer. As a dancer, Jimin is extremely trained to be aware of every movement of his body, every angle, every detail. He knows how to make his body tell a story, and he transfers all those skills perfectly into modeling. Okay, now we're getting into the technical side that makes this video truly next level. Guys, I'm not kidding when I say the videography of this video is top tier. The creative team behind this video are clearly professionals who know exactly what they're doing. First, lighting. Notice how they play with light and shadow. There are moments where harsh light is used to create dramatic shadows that are edgy and powerful. But there are also moments where soft diffused light is used to create an atmosphere that's dreamy and ethereal. And all these lighting choices perfectly match the mood they want to convey in each scene. Then the camera movement. They don't just statically shoot Jimin in one position. There are tracking shots that smoothly follow Jimin as he moves. There's rack focus that's artistic. And there's also the use of reflection shots that add depth and visual interest. This isn't amateur work, guys. This is professional cinematography. And what gives me the most goosebumps is the use of slow motion. They don't overuse it, but when they do, the effect is wow. There's a scene where Jimin moves his head and his hair flows in slow-mo. Guys, that moment is ethereal. It literally looks like a scene from a high-budget movie. The color grading is also on point. Dominant neutral colors with accents from the Dior outfits Jimin wears, creating an overall aesthetic that's timeless and sophisticated. This isn't a video that will look outdated in a few years. This is the type of content that can be a reference for content creators for years to come. Guys, we have to talk about the Dior outfits Jimin wore throughout this video. As Dior's global brand ambassador, Jimin has often appeared in various iconic Dior looks. But in this Vogue Korea video, he's serving looks after looks. The first look that really stands out is the oversized Dior blazer with super sharp cutting, paired with minimal accessories that keep the focus on point. And guys, the way Jimin wears this outfit? Chef's kiss. He literally makes the clothes come alive. What makes Jimin different from other models or ambassadors is he doesn't just wear clothes. He OWNs them. Every piece he wears looks like it was designed exclusively for him. His body proportions that are perfect for fashion, plus the way he moves and carries himself, makes every Dior piece reach its maximum potential. And Vogue Korea also did an amazing job capturing the small details of Dior's craftsmanship. Close-up shots of fabric texture, stitching, accessories, all of this showing that this is a celebration of fashion as an art form. And Jimin is the perfect canvas to showcase all this beauty. Okay, now let's talk about how the world reacted to this video. Guys, the response is insane. In Korea, online communities like Thiku, Pan, Instas are literally flooded with threads about this video. And what's interesting, it's not just fans praising it. Many general netizens, even those who aren't K-pop fans, acknowledge the quality of this video. Comments that appeared: "This is a new standard for behind-the-scenes content. Jimin's visual and aura is next level. Not even a fan but have to admit this is truly art." In the international community, it's the same. Twitter literally couldn't handle it. Screenshots from the video with captions like, "How is this even real? He looks like a painting. Main character energy is too strong." Fashion bloggers and influencers made analysis videos, photographers broke down the techniques, videographers made tutorials inspired by this video. And guys, the numbers are crazy. Skyrocketing views, excellent like ratio, super active comment section even days after release. Many people admit to watching this video multiple times, not just for Jimin, but also to appreciate the quality of production. But here's what really validates everything. Industry professionals are praising this. I've seen tweets from professional photographers saying things like, "This is how you shoot editorial content." Makeup artists analyzing the beauty looks, stylists breaking down the fashion choices. Even film directors and cinematographers are using this as a teaching example. That's when you know something is truly exceptional, when the professionals in the field are taking notes. Let me put this in perspective for you. We see behind-the-scenes content from fashion shoots all the time, right? From literally every major fashion magazine, every brand campaign. But how many of them go viral like this? How many of them get people who have zero interest in the subject talking about the artistry? That's the difference here. Vogue Korea didn't just document a photo shoot, they created an experience, a visual story that stands on its own merit. And having Jimin as the centerpiece, that's what elevated it from good to absolutely phenomenal. Now, let me share some hidden gems details that you might have missed on first viewing. Guys, trust me, this video is worth watching multiple times because every time you watch, you'll find something new. At this timestamp, notice the blurred background with Jimin in perfect focus. But if you look carefully, there's a light reflection in his eyes that creates this twinkling effect. That's intentional, guys. The photographer literally positioned the lighting to achieve that effect. Then in this part, notice how the fabric of Jimin's outfit moves. That flowing motion is captured with perfect timing. This requires multiple takes to get the moment exactly right, and they nailed it. And there's a subtle moment where Jimin is interacting with the photographer, discussing angles and concepts. This shows that Jimin isn't just a passive model following directions. He's actively involved in the creative process. True artist behavior. Let me point out something else you might not have noticed. Jimin's body language throughout this entire video. Every hand placement, every shoulder angle, every head tilt is so purposeful yet looks completely natural. As someone who studied dance and performance, he knows exactly how to position his body to create the most flattering and interesting angles. Watch his hands. They're never just hanging there awkwardly. They're always doing something. Touching his face delicately, adjusting his collar, resting elegantly on his lap. These small details make such a huge difference in the final result. And can we talk about his facial expressions for a second? There's this one moment where you can see Jimin transition from one expression to another, and if you slow it down, you can see every micro movement. The slight raise of an eyebrow, the tiny curl at the corner of his lips, the way his eyes soften or intensify. It's like watching a masterclass in facial control. Most people can't control their expressions this precisely even when they're trying hard, but Jimin does it effortlessly while also making it look completely natural and not calculated. Oh, and one more thing that's often overlooked: sound design. The background music is perfectly chosen, not overwhelming but enough to create mood. Even natural sounds like camera shutter, fabric movement. Everything is mixed with perfect balance. Put on your headphones and watch again. You'll notice the difference. Guys, before we wrap up, I want to talk about something bigger. This Vogue Korea video isn't just a viral moment. This is part of the bigger picture of how Jimin is literally changing the landscape of K-pop idols in the fashion industry. From Paris Fashion Week, that made the internet meltdown with his shirtless look, to various Dior campaigns that always generate massive buzz, Jimin consistently proves that he belongs in the world of high fashion. And the fashion industry acknowledges this. Major fashion publications worldwide regularly feature Jimin. Fashion critics praise his style and presence, and luxury brands are literally competing to work with him. He's not just a brand ambassador, but he's becoming a fashion icon. And most importantly, Jimin is paving the way for other K-pop idols. He's proving that K-pop idols can be accepted and respected in the high fashion world, not just as endorsers, but as legitimate fashion figures. That's legacy, guys. Now guys, I want to take you deeper into what makes this video such a work of art. Because when we say every frame is art, we really mean every single frame. Let me show you what I mean. This frame right here. Look at the composition. Jimin is positioned using the rule of thirds perfectly. The negative space around him isn't empty, it's purposeful. It draws your eye exactly where it needs to go. This is photography 101, but executed at a master level. And the contrast. Look at how they balance light and dark elements. In this shot, Jimin's light skin tone against the dark Dior blazer creates this incredible visual tension. Your eyes can't help but be drawn to his face, to his expression, to the story he's telling with just his eyes. Then there's the layering and texture work. Notice how many visual layers exist in a single frame. You have the background, slightly out of focus but still contributing to the overall mood. You have Jimin as the main subject, sharp and commanding attention. And then you have these subtle details, the way light catches the fabric, the shadows that add dimension, the reflections that add depth. It's like looking at a painting where every brush stroke has purpose. What really gets me is how they capture movement, even in still moments. There's this dynamic quality to every frame. Even when Jimin is standing still, there's energy, there's life, there's this sense that something is about to happen. That's incredibly difficult to achieve, and it comes from understanding not just photography, but also the subject you're working with. And this brings me to an important point. This level of artistry isn't just about the technical team. It's about collaboration. Jimin isn't just a beautiful face in front of the camera. He understands the vision, he contributes to it, he elevates it. You can see in the behind-the-scenes moments how engaged he is with the process. He's checking angles, he's experimenting with expressions, he's essentially co-creating this art with the team. That's what separates good content from great content. There's also something to be said about the cultural significance here. Vogue Korea choosing to create something this elevated with a K-pop idol shows how far the industry has come in recognizing K-pop artists as serious cultural figures. This isn't novelty content or fan service. This is legitimate high-fashion editorial content that happens to feature a K-pop star. And Jimin delivers on that level completely, proving that K-pop artists deserve their seat at the high-fashion table. Okay, ARMY. So that's my complete breakdown of this Vogue Korea video featuring Jimin. From next-level cinematography, Jimin's incredible modeling skills, stunning Dior looks, to its massive impact in the fashion world, everything about this video screams excellence. You know what? After analyzing this video frame by frame, I have even more appreciation for what Jimin brings to the table. He's not just riding the wave of K-pop's global popularity. He's actively contributing to elevating how K-pop artists are perceived in the broader entertainment and fashion industry. And he's doing it with such grace, such professionalism, and such artistry that even skeptics have to acknowledge his talent. This Vogue Korea video is going to be referenced for years to come. Mark my words. This is the kind of content that film students will analyze, that photography enthusiasts will study, that aspiring models will watch to learn about presence and expression. And at the center of it all is Jimin, proving once again why he's not just an idol, but an artist in every sense of the word. The statement, "Every frame is art," isn't hyperbole, guys. It's facts. This video is a perfect example of what happens when high-quality production meets the right subject with high artistic sensibility. The result is something truly special that can be appreciated not just by fans, but by anyone who appreciates art and creativity. If you haven't seen the original video, go watch it now on Vogue Korea's YouTube channel. And if you've already watched it, watch it again with more attention to the details we discussed. I guarantee you'll see it in a whole new light. And honestly, this makes me even more excited for what's coming next. With BTS's comeback, Arirang, scheduled for March 20th, 2026, and the upcoming world tour, we're going to see even more of Jimin's artistry. Whether it's through music, dance, or fashion, this man continues to push boundaries and set new standards. And we're so lucky to witness it in real time. Before you go, don't forget to like this video if you enjoyed the breakdown. Subscribe for more content about BTS and Jimin. Comment below, what's your favorite frame from the Vogue Korea video? Share to fellow ARMY who haven't heard about this video. And most importantly, let's continue supporting Jimin and all BTS members in all their projects. They deserve all the love and recognition. That's it for today, guys. See you in the next video. Annyeong!